So let's start. And first of all, thank you for attending this webinar. This webinar is about how to design a website, which is a very important concept to create your own Agora. We had earlier we had another webinar in the past week regarding the showcases and the website. We briefly explained how to create the showcase and website, but now we are going to deeply explain that what are the blocks concept and how we can design. By the way, my name is Farnaz. I'm from Polytechnic University of Catalonia. With me, Jesus Alcover is here. That we are going to provide this training for you. The concept, okay, let me share my screen, then I will start. We are recording the session, so if you have missed something, don't worry, later you can return back and watch how to use this slides. This is the Agora that all of you have. So the idea of these blocks is quite user-friendly because let me show you. This is the home page. By the way, this home page is not possible to edit. It's not editable. So if you want to design your pages, you can create another page. And in order to design and edit the website, before that, you need to ask us for the access right, that we provide you this access right to the platform. And then once you sign in, as I am signed into the platform, you will see this editor option. So if you don't have this access right, you will not be able to see this editor option on the top left. So when I click on the editor, you will see that here I have this on top right, I have in the purple bottom, I have this edit option. And when I click on the edit, I'm able to edit the pages. In this page, as it has designed by Agora and it's not possible to edit it, so we are not going to touch this and we are going to create another page and we are going to explain how to use the design, to use the blocks. These blocks are pre-designed building elements like text, like images, like forms that user can drag and drop, and in fact it's very user friendly, and without doing coding and without designing, it's very easy to design your page, you design your website, and you just need to drag and drop and modify these blocks. So I'm going to start creating a page first, because by default we have all these pages, and for example, from here, what you can modify in the catalogs that you can. Okay, let me try from the catalogs. What are the limitation and what can you do? This catalog elements that need to be created in the back office and need to be validated to be published here. So we are not going to discuss about this because we had another webinar regarding this. What we are going to do is to explain the design of this website. So if I click on edit, you are not able to make any modification here as it's a template of the catalog. So the only changes or the only modification you can do is to modify the title. For example, if you are willing to add some text, some guideline for the user, you can just go down in the blog section, and then here are all the blogs, and then you can, for example, drag and drop the text and add here. For example, you can just modify this text, and here are if you can see that, you can decide about the type of the size, all these options are available, and you can just modify this. So if I return back, but the rest of catalog is not possible to edit it. The only thing you can do is on the header, and if you want to add another block on the here on the downside of uh, mm, catalog, I can do it. So we don't have, as we don't have very much to uh, modify in these pages. So I'm going to create a new page. So in order to create a new page, it's very simple. Just click on the new. As you can see, we have this option. If you want to have a blog post, I can choose this. If it's supposed to be an event, I can choose this. If it's a form, and so on. So now I want to have a plain page, and I design my own page, and I will call it test. Okay. So now I have my test page created, and I'm going to start designing it. By default, if I discard this, by default, this page is unpublished. So now it's an empty page, and it's under the construction somehow, and I don't want it that some public user, when they enter my platform, they see this page. So we always keep it unpublished until we make sure that it's all prepared, and then we turn it to the published. So now I can see this test page because I'm an internal user, but as an external user, if I sign out, for example, this test page will be disappear as long as it's unpublished. So now let's start and click on here, and we go to the blogs. Here, as you can see, we have different blogs, and in this first section is the structure, which is the structure of the page. And then we have some features, and then we have dynamic content, and finally, we have this inner content that I'm going to explain that, for example, which of them are more useful, and how you can design your website with. As you can see, it's quite easy to understand that. First of all, how we start the page is by adding the title. I drag and drop the title, and I'm gonna add my title. This is my title, for example. This is my title. And then next, I have to start adding pictures or text. So we have all these options. For example, I'm gonna add a picture with the text. It's very easy that I'm gonna drag and drop this block, and the only thing I need to do is that to modify this picture to replace it with another picture, which is very easy. That from here I can replace with another picture, or even I can add a video. For example, instead of this picture, I'm willing to have a video. Let me show you how to do it. So I'm going to take a video from YouTube, and you need to get the embed code. Let me take the embed code, and I will return back there. Now I have copied the embed code from YouTube, and I will choose the video here, and I will add my embed code here. And these are the options that I can choose. And then I will click on add. And now, as you can see, that I have embedded a video YouTube to here. And I replaced it with my picture. For example, I could add another picture, or I could add, what are the options? Let me, for example, replace here. Yes, we have icons here. I could choose one of these icons. I could add a document. For example, you can add a PDF, but the PDF doesn't look very nice. It will be a design of the icon of PDF. But it's an option that you have. It can just simply upload it from your computer, and it will be added here. Here we have some text that easily we can modify them, and there is a button, for example, that if I click on the edit link, I can add my link, for example, here, and it will be linked to the page that I'm wishing to have the link. Yes. Okay. So this is the first block, which was so easy and so simple. So if we go further, we have this text, which is I'm just gonna add if I only want to add text. So as you can see, every block is pre-designed and prepared, and we only need to modify the details. Here, as you can see, we have numbers, we have pictures. I mean, the pictures on left, right, on top, and down with the text is combination. We have this type of pictures. We can add and then modify them. And then if I go down, yes, if I continue, they have this type of big boxes, for example, and then you can add the link to this section. And if you click here, and then if you click here, you can just add. It's very simple. And then, by the way, if you want to delete, you can simply just delete from here. This is a blog that I'm taking, and I'm delete. For example, I can choose to have one, or I'm gonna delete both. And yes, if okay, the rest is quite simple. And if I want to show you, for example, if you are going to add some image gallery, for example, here you have these three samples, and you can just modify this picture and replace it with your own picture. Or you can add more. If you click here, you will add more picture, and you can upload it from your computer. Let me try to do it for an example. But for example, just now I have added the last one myself. So this is quite easy, and yeah, this is the basic pages that we have. We have also this option of this is a picture, but you can add text on the picture. You can add the button of contact us or any other button. You can refer to another page. For example, there is a picture here with some detail, and you can add the link of external link in another website, or a link within this platform as well. And then you can just go through different pages, and you can have a different design. So if I continue to show you the most important and most interesting one, we have this materialist that you can add it. Just you can, if you are going to explain the some pictures with the peoples, you can just use this option and adding here. And also we have the showcase. For example, this is another option. You can have the showcase. You can modify all these icons. You can change the text, and finally you can add link for these buttons. So as you can see, most options, most of the blogs has most of the options. Like they have their own buttons. You don't need to create a button. You just need to add the link. And then they have a text. They have pictures. They have. It's quite easy and user friendly. And yes, and if I go to the features, what are the features, for example? The most interesting ones that if I want to share with you, for example, if you want to have the references like this, in order, if you are going to add your university, for example, there are most alliances made up different universities. So if you are going to add the logo of different university, it's very simple. You can just replace your logo with this, and it's totally prepared, and it's totally organized, and it's super simple. And if I continue, and if I want to, because I don't want to add so many blocks in my page, so if I want to continue and explain to you, and for example, in the features, what else is interesting to share with you is this accordion. For example, you have this accordion that you can add text, and it's all the pages are closed, so you can choose that. For example, we can modify this. For example, section 1. I'm gonna say section 1, and then I'm gonna say, for example, section 2 and 3, and so on. So I can modify the text here, and also, for example, maybe it doesn't look very clear and it's not categorized nicely, so I can design it myself. It's all white, and I'm gonna choose, for example, I'm gonna make the first one blue, and I'm gonna choose the second one, for example, purple, and the last one, I'm gonna choose another color, for example. Now, as you can see, it looks more nicer. You can just design it as you wish, and you can change the text and so on. This is one of the interesting blocks that we have, and we can use it. And if I go down, one of the other important blocks that we can use is the table of content. Imagine if you have a lot of information and you wish to add a lot of things and you want to use this table of content. It's super easy, and by default you have 2 items, and if you go to the right you can just add items. As you can see, the items are adding. I want to have like 5 items, and simply I'm just gonna modify and edit here. This is my, okay. And the text as well, once you modify from here, it will automatically add it to the table of content. So this is another option that you have. And if I continue and want to show you the most important and most usable blocks, it can be, this is price list. I believe that it's not very useful for in our case. We have these items. It's mainly used for the business and for e-commerce website, which is not probably not useful as well. But we have another interesting block that is a tabs. That you have these tabs, as you can see. For example, first tab is home, second is profile, and the last one in contact. For example, we can use these tabs for the forms, different forms. If we, for example, in the case of course catalog forms, we are using this. And the first one is, for example, master course. Second is bachelor or degree, for example. And the last one is, for example, PhD. Okay. And then here, there is an option that we can modify one by one. Each page, there is a tabs, and when they click here, they can only view this master section. They can click on degree, they can only see the information regarding. If they click on the PhD, they can see. Or you can have different questionnaires or forms adding here. And also, if you are willing to add more tabs, you can just click on add item, and you will see that there will another list of tabs is added here. So if I go back to the blocks, and from the most important and most usable blocks, if I want to explain, okay, here we have this form page, which is it's all prepared. That there is a form button. For example, you are going to create a page and a form. You want to add the form button, the form block. Here by default it has the name, phone number, and as you can see, the star means that it's required by default. But you have the option to make it unrequired. It is not compulsory to answer, or you can keep it a star to be required. And here we have this submit button. That this submit button need to be configured. That okay, when they submit this form, where does it go in? So it's important to submit, to configure this button. And if I go here, we are going to configure it to the CRM, for example. We can configure this in the CRM. Later, I will show you because by default now we have this contact us page, and I will show you that where does this configuration is happening. So if I close this, and if I continue later, I will go to the contact page and I will show you. This is for example, simple page and the main pages that we are going to add content, pictures, and so on. Okay, the other interesting is the search. For example, you can add this search to your page, this search block, and you can also, if you click here on the search, you can decide that where does it supposed to search. For example, search within, you can decide from here, everything, pages, events. For example, you can add this in your event page, that it's gonna search within the events. I'm gonna choose, for example, events. So when the users are searching, it will search through the events, or you can choose everything. So it's gonna search through everything. if I delete this and if I go back to the rest, yes, we have this newsletter as well, which is a subscribe. I think it's gonna be useful for most of you to add this subscribe, as you can get the information, the email address of those who are interested to subscribe to your platform, and their email will be collected in the email marketing section. But this one is also need to be configured. So when I click here, I need to configure it that this subscribe list, let me, yes, here. As you can see, by default, it's mentioned a newsletter, but it can be event. For example, you can add this in your event page, and you can ask your user, are you interested to be aware of our events, to be the first one to receive the information about our event? And then you are going, now I have created this event mailing list in the back office. So to do the configuration, it's important to create a mailing list regarding the events, regarding the newsletter, regarding the blogs, or in general about the whole platform. Later I will go there and I will show how to do it. So this is, then I'm gonna choose, okay, for now it's event or newsletter. So let me go back there before we forget. I'm gonna discard this and I'm gonna go back to the email marketing because it's important and useful for you. Here is email marketing, and I need to create a mailing list about, for example, general website. Here are the recipients. For now, there is 0 recipient. And I'm gonna save it. Now we have this general website. So if I go back to if I go back here and I go to the test and here I'm gonna block, I'm gonna choose the yeah. Here I have this subscribe, and I want to have this mailing list of the general user. So here in the newsletter section, yes. I have chosen maybe I have chosen another blog. Okay, yes. Here, as you can see, this option of newsletter. Previously, we had only event and newsletter. And as I have created general website, now I'm going to choose general website. And I'm going to configure it and I'm going to save it. So if I subscribe, as I'm signed in, automatically my email will be added here. And I have subscribed and it tells me that thanks for subscribing. So now if I go back to the email marketing and I want to check that whether it's really added or not. If I go back here and I'm going to go to the mailing list and the general website that I have just configured myself, as you can see that at the time of 11:27, just at this moment, my email has added here successfully, and I'm the first participant in this mailing. So for the rest, for example, if you are going to do it for the events, you can create all your user for event, newsletter, or any other case. And you are collecting the emails later. You have the permission for sure because they have subscribe themselves, and you can send them email, and you can contact them. Now, if I go back to the page again, and if I want to share with you the most important and most interesting blogs that you can use it in future is we have another option. Instead of adding this subscribe, maybe it's not user friendly, maybe you want to more stress on this. So you have this option to add pop-up. For example, newsletter pop-up. I'm going to add a newsletter pop-up. As you can see, a pop-up will be opened in a page. And you can configure, first of all, you can configure that as well. And the subscribe, if you click on the subscribe, you will decide that, for example, I'm going to choose event. So whoever subscribe to this pop-up, they will be added in the event. Now I'm going to test it. So we can also change the text. It's the event, and then we can edit the picture here. We can replace the pictures. For example, I'm gonna choose this as a picture, and the text and everything. So now I'm gonna say, as I have choose the event. So let me reload my page to, okay, now I have reloaded my page because I want to test it. So the pop-up appeared, and now I will subscribe. I will subscribe, and I'm gonna go back to the back office to check whether it works or not. I'm back to the email marketing, and I will go to my mailing list as I have choose the event. Now, as you can see that my email has added to the event mailing list. That's because I configured this pop-up to the events, and the previous one to the general website. Okay, let's go back to the page, and we go to the test. Now we go to editor again, and we open our editor blocks. Okay, so if I want to show you, for example, you have another pop-up. This is another pop-up. You can design it. You can also configure the tab that where does this information is collecting. For example, you can add a survey link to here. You can create a survey in the back office, and then you add a pop-up and the add link of survey, and when users are clicking here, they will direct it to the survey, and they can fill the survey. So it's very quite easy, and everything is flexible, and you can just replace the picture, you can modify the text and the link and everything. Okay. So what is important is here, if you go down, when you have pop-up, invisible elements. If you go down to this section on the edit section, you will see that we have this pop-up, as this is called pop-up, and we have another newsletter pop-up that earlier we have created. So here, there is an eye that the first one is make it invisible, and this one is visible. So if I click here, it will be disappear. It means that while I'm trying to configure it, I have this pop-up, but I don't want to see it in the middle of my. If I click again, I will see this, and if I click here, I will see this. But now, as I'm working to design this, I don't want to see them, so I'm gonna make them invisible. We have these pop-up, but I'm gonna make them invisible because I don't want to do any modification, and it's already edited and prepared. So this is option that you have to use them to design the pop-ups. Okay, if I go down, and here we have this social media, for example, you can just drag and drop a social media. And if I click here, you can just add the Facebook link, you can add the Twitter link, LinkedIn, and it's in a very organized way, all the links and all the icons will be appear in the platform. And then from the most important one, if I want to mention, yes, if you have question, because I am not saying you, and I'm just continue talking. If you have any question up to now, Maybe I can answer. Otherwise, I will continue if there is no
No,
question.
there are no questions.
Okay.
Unless
Uh,
one thing at the end, I can show different examples of existing pages that
okay, sure. Yes, yes, yes. I will show them. Sure, sure.
no, I have it. I have it already prepared. I can
Okay.
share the screen and show
So,
you
okay,
what you
from the
have.
okay, one of the important things that I wanted to share is the embed, that we have this embed page. So that's why I'm going to the contact page. We all the Agoras have this contact page, and we have this. They submit. User are submitting, and um, uh, they should agree to these terms and conditions, and otherwise they cannot submit. So, for example, what we do as embedding a page, for example, we have this terms and condition page, and we want to time we are going to modify this page. So let me discard and I go here and I will explain. For example, this is the current legal notice and I want to embed a page in this page. I will go to the edit and I will search for embed block. So I'm going to add the embed block here. And as you can see, I need to add my embed code. So I have prepared an embed code, which is a Google Doc. I have taken an iframe and I'm going to just edit and add my iframe and I'm going to save it. So as you can see, for example, this is an iframe of Google Doc, and now I have it here, and I just embed this page here. And for example, this is the old one. I'm going to remove it later, but this is the way that you can just embed from anywhere to here, and you just by clicking and taking the embed block and then adding and editing the code, you can simply use this option and this block. Yes. So if I go back here, I think. Oh, and lastly, if you are going to modify the footer, if you go down and if you click on the footer, you will see that there will be a option of template, different type of template that you can have, and then you can just choose them, and then once you choose, it will automatically add it, and then, for example, in this case, yes, and then you can just here it's added here. For example, contact anything you want, you can modify, or if you are not willing to have about us, you can just delete and the rest you can decide about the rest that whether you want or not. So I think I have almost explained everything. Jesus can show some of the samples of how we have created these pages and how we designed it for your reference that you can later, when
Yes,
you
thank
watch
you.
this video, you can create it. Yes.
I will
Thank you.
share my screen. Mhm. What I did was I put several examples, real examples, that pages that are, well, are under development, most of them, because in fact all the pages are under development because they are improving continuously. This is the first example. This is what, for example, in this case, the sure is the students unite for presentation empowerment, and they have their own showcase. And here they have created the showcase with the Agora Unite. And here is an example of table of contents here. What's sure and information of purposes. That means we can just go down and navigate the purposes and activities for this and who we are. And this is an example of content created by the pictures. In this case, the people that are in. And it's I would say, in simple way of creating websites, asking for a showcase and then creating and delivering links, link to LinkedIn, and so on. This is an example. Here we have the contact us. In this case, they have decided to use the email. But in any case, if there are somebody asking the contact us, they click in the contact us, they fill the form, it will create the opportunity in the CRM. And then if somebody is asking for a sure, I will drive it. I will drive it to forwarded to the shared representatives. Okay? And I think it's a good way. Sometimes we receive emails from students. Oh, I'm interested in participating in this case in Unite, and how can we do it? And we just forward it to the representative, shared representative. This is another example. In this case, speech, language, and AI. This is a showcase that is funded by a seed fund as well in Unite. And in this case, it created a web, like Fernand has explained, with different boxes. Here we have different links to catalogs, links to other places. And this is because my intention here is just to show which is the appearance of the different pages that you can create with different buttons, different colors of these buttons, always following the branch manual of the Alliance. This is when you have the Agora, you have different, say, primary colors, secondary colors, following your brand. That means that when you create a button, you don't have to deal with these aspects because automatically they use the existing I would say, brand colors and so on. Okay, brand styles. These are some. Okay, the footer is continuously showed here in the showcase, and here, for example, there's the link to the. Oh, sorry, I didn't. Sorry, you can advise me that I was explaining another page. The speech, language, and AI. Sorry, this is I was just showing this is the speech, language, and AI. Is the showcase. Here we have different boxes, okay? Different buttons here with the colors, brand colors, partners and affiliates, and another link outside, or link to the same page, and so on. Okay, and the following one is this one. This is one of the, in this case, is speech, language, and AI as well. Clicking on the Graduate School Labs, they created these different boxes with links, in this case, links to outside the showcase for different departments, in this case, because it's the Graduate School Labs. Okay? This is an example of creating boxes about this. The following one is the I would say, a kind of directory, who is who in this speech, language, and AI coordinators, in this case, with a box with the picture and the links. In this case, the links is to the home university website, or personal website, and here with the different pictures, and if there is no picture at this kind of avatar. Here's another example. Here we have another example, seed fund projects, funding this speech, language, and AI, two boxes, and with pictures. Easily you can, remember that the idea of the showcase is that the members of the community, the work packages, create by their own the content. This is an important difference, because what about, in this case, Unite? What about the website of Unite? The website Unite represents the communication strategy. That means the contents there is quite, I would say, officially decided and following the strategy of the communication of the Alliance. In this case, when we offer this kind of pages, is for showcasing projects, showcasing initiatives, showcasing communities, so on. Okay? This is another example. I will go through the following. This is one of the most complete showcase that we have, is the Unite Faculty and Staff community platform. Here is plenty. In this case, they have these different boxes, who we are, search, and there is a mega menu. You can see the mega menu with a lot of options here. Available training. This is a catalog. Offer new training. This is a form to offer new training. This is information, monitoring manual, monitoring testimonials, the weeks. Language standards is another catalog. In this case, for matchmaking of users that want to improve the cultural language skills. Matchmaking with other, so in my case, that offering, say, Catalan and Spanish, and I want to learn German, and there is another person offering German from Germany, probably, and if she or he wants to learn Spanish, we can meet periodically. This is the idea of the language standards. Then we have this example, okay? Some pages, some catalogs, different types of contents that Fernand has mentioned. Okay? For example, this is the mobility manual is one of the elements of the menu. In this case, it's content plus, I would say, a link to the document. Is a example, and here is is in this case the design embedding code into this page. This is an example of embedding that Farnaz has mentioned. Most of this kind of, say, contents have the option of embedding in other platforms, and you only just do copy and paste, for example, for Kanban content of the platform. In this case, this Hey Sign Flipbooks is an example. Another example of content is this your peers, in this case, the description, boxes, and click into different links. In the networking hub, like standards, social clubs. And in this case, so this is Racing Clubs is as well content with these three contents in club, hiking, and going to another film club, other websites, or the same showcase. Here we have the United Networking Hub. In this case, there are these two columns with content, with these icons, and in these questions. In this case, they provide provide an email. Otherwise, for sure, if somebody fills this form, we will receive this form, this opportunity, and we will deal with this. But in this case, which is the difference? The difference is that in our case, if somebody writes to this email, we cannot measure. If they only click, we don't know how many people has contact with this email. It's out of, say, the scope of in this case, of the Agora. This is the reason why we used to promote the usage of forms, because we create the opportunity and then we manage the interaction of the different stakeholders, and we can measure the impact. Is the difference. But in this case, people or users are free to choose the best way to in this case, to offer support. This is another example. It's a guide, hands-on guide in a similar way. In this case, the same way. And we have this. You can download the PDF and you can embed this in the sense that, for example, we can just see an example of content that can be used in the showcase. Another example, or this is again, another example is this postdoctoral researchers career corner text with links. The links can be more highlighted, primary, secondary options. There are text. Again, here we have another document. Example. And here we have the faculty and staff mobility abroad. In this case, the mobility manual, staff weeks, testimonials, and you can click on more info and access to this information as well. And faculty staff weeks. In this case, they have decided they have well, for example, in this case, they are offering these I would say offers of the different staff weeks. Well, in this case, it should not be static because it's dynamic. It's May 25. That means that somebody has to deal with this in a manual way. In this case, it's manual. But well, it's a decision from the content responsible of this showcase. And okay, and this is an example of the United Welcome Center. In this case, there is a box for each university. When you click to more info, these are you go to in this case is Darmstadt, but it's quite simple. Simple in the sense, well, simple, but it's quite, I would say, cost effective because the time to do this is short compared with the overall result. And if you discover more, you see that you go to the university, in this case, to Darmstadt website. And just this is another example of, in this case, UPC. But again, it's the same template. That means that you can keep this harmonized view of the pages. Okay? And for example, and just I will show an example from other alliances. This is the Civis Agora. The Civis Agora, they have created these pages, description of the master's program, and with content, with links, and they are working on this as well. And this is another example. In this case, they are using this table of contents here that you can move easily through the different content of this page. And that you have easily you can find the information that you are looking for. And remember that in this case, for example, it's published. I sign in. You can decide if a page is only visible, is publicly visible. You can decide if it's visible for all those users that have logged in. It's a decision from the content creator. And this is an example. In this case, the project, the Auto.io project, has their own Agora. That means we have our website is created in the same way. This example, we are now redesigning the website, but now it's the current version. In this case, we put these 4 boxes with an embedded YouTube video here. With just in this case, we have added automatically the blog posts. Okay, that means that if you is one of the blocks, if you drag here, if you have a blog, automatically it appears the last blogs or the most viewed blog post. Well, you can configure in this way. And this is the about us text, just directly text here with logos, with people in different structures, pictures, and links. And I think that's all. This is the last page to show. Is an example of description of accession services in our website. Here is the blocks that Farnaz mentioned, text plus image or image plus text, and playing with these ways to offer, I would say, a nice visualization of the different contents. And this is basically what I wanted to show you as an example. So it's a sample of existing pages. That means that the conclusion is that the Agora, from my perspective, the Agora provides a tool that with I would say, not a heavy curve of, not a heavy learning curve. You can create content in an easy way. Is quite customizable and tailored to your needs. But if you need additional support for specific requirements, we can deal with your requirements and try to solve it. Remember that the idea is that this is a high level way of creating content in a simple way, in the same way that other platforms such as WordPress and other content management systems provide. And that's it. And if there are questions or comments about these examples or the blocks that Farnaz has explained, I think that if there are no further questions, we can finish here the session for today. Thank you very much for attending. Be aware that it will be recorded and is recorded. That means they will be available afterwards. We understand that if it's already recorded, it's not an incentive to participate online, but at least participating online, you have the opportunity to ask, but you have opportunity after the meeting or after the session. That means that we are open to receive your comments and your needs and your requirements. Okay? Well, thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.